Have you ever wondered why, even when you know a relationship is unhealthy, you still feel like you can't break free? You know that person isn't good for you, but something keeps holding you back. In this video, we're going to explore 5 subtle traps that narcissistic individuals often use to keep you in a relationship with them, even when you're aware of the toxicity it brings. These traps aren't just ordinary manipulative behaviors, they tap into our psychological weaknesses, making us mistakenly believe we need to stay in the relationship. What's even more surprising is that these traps are cleverly disguised, sometimes keeping you unaware that you're caught in a loop of uncontrollable emotions: hope, fear, guilt, pity, and perhaps the least expected comfort. If you find any of this familiar or recognize that you or a loved one may be stuck in such a relationship, don't forget to hit like on this video. Share it so others can also recognize and avoid these subtle traps we've discussed. Don't hesitate to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. In the next part of this video, we'll dive deep into each trap and how to identify them, helping you find the strength to break free and regain your own freedom. The first reason many people find it hard to leave a narcissist is because they still hold on to a bit of hope. No matter how toxic the relationship is, a part of us always hopes they will change, that things will get better. Narcissists often take advantage of this by showing short-term positive behaviors to make us think, maybe this time, they really do want to change. However, this is just a tactic to keep you in an unhealthy relationship. Next is fear. When in a relationship with a narcissist, you are often pushed into a state of insecurity, self-doubt, and fear that if you leave, you won't find anyone else. They make you feel that you aren't good enough, that you lack the worth to have a healthy relationship elsewhere. This can leave you feeling trapped, fearing loneliness, or lacking the confidence to move on. The third reason is guilt. Narcissists are often very skilled at making you feel like you're to blame for every problem. When you decide you want to leave, they may use words to lay guilt on you, making you feel like a terrible, selfish person for abandoning them. This can make you feel compelled to stay because you don't want to be the bad one. Guilt can be incredibly heavy and is a major barrier that makes you hesitate to walk away. The fourth trap is pity. Many narcissists will play the victim role when they see you want to leave. They tell stories of their painful life, the injustices they have endured. This makes you feel sorry for them, even feeling responsible to help or protect them. You stay because you think that without you, they won't be able to stand on their own. This is a highly subtle form of emotional manipulation. And finally, the least expected reason: comfort. No matter how toxic the relationship, there are still moments that make you feel at ease, even happy. Perhaps it's because you've grown accustomed to this person, to the routines in the relationship. This is a dangerous feeling, as it can make you mistakenly believe that at least here is safer than being alone. You fear change, so you continue to stay. Such bonds can lead us to confuse familiarity with safety. If you describe the relationship with phrases like "there's something elusive about them," or "there's a strange connection between us that I can't explain," be cautious. A healthy relationship should be founded on reason, kindness, and solid moral values, all contributing to genuine peace. In trauma-bonded relationships, familiarity can easily become a source of false comfort. It's like wearing an old, favorite shirt, though it's worn out and doesn't fit anymore. The familiar feel of the fabric and every stitch gives a sense of comfort and safety. That's why people often tell themselves the known, even if imperfect, is safer than the unknown. But from a Stoic perspective, we're reminded that true peace doesn't come from clinging to what's familiar, but from the resilience to stand strong in the face of uncertainty. This is one of the greatest challenges, in fact. And even when you recognize this and resolve, no matter how hard it is, I will find the strength to leave this relationship, certain things will happen once you actually take action. One common tactic is hovering, a term that refers to pulling someone back into the relationship. This is a narcissistic strategy, though not all narcissists use it. Sometimes they move on without you, but in many cases they come back. It's their way of demonstrating control, exerting a power play, and manipulating the other's mind. Once you've stepped out, carrying feelings of hope, fear, guilt, pity, and painful attachment, the narcissist may reappear days, weeks, or even months later with messages like, "I miss you," or "I've been thinking about you." They reignite an idealized image in you, making you wonder maybe they have changed. This rekindles the hope within you. Some people even feel a sense of satisfaction when the narcissist tries to come back, thinking that their leaving caused a positive change. But this is actually a loop of trauma bonding constantly in and out, getting drawn into the narcissist's mind games. Narcissists love the chase, pulling you back in this hovering cycle. Vulnerable individuals may start to feel comforted when the narcissist attempts to return and persuade them. But when they do return, the narcissist often pushes them away again, like a child holding onto a toy, not because they cherish it, but simply so no one else can have it. The hovering trap is a major obstacle because every cell in your mind, conditioned by trauma bonding, calls you back. Stoicism reminds us that instead of giving in to fleeting temptations, we must firmly remind ourselves, no, do not go back. It's like resisting the allure of ephemeral light and choosing another path, any path that leads to inner peace. Next, we must also consider the pressure from society. This is where those who condone or enable the narcissist's behavior come in. These individuals are just as dangerous as the narcissist themselves. They often say things like, "Oh, they're not that bad. Give them another chance," or "better to stick with the familiar." Such statements not only minimize the hurt the narcissist has caused, but also make the person trying to leave feel ashamed, judged as weak or mistaken. These enablers shake the resolve of someone who is struggling to escape, especially when they are already battling conflicting emotions. Are you sure you've thought it through? In the mind of someone wanting to leave a narcissistic relationship, there is already plenty of doubt. Now, supporters of the narcissist sow even more seeds of doubt. This only makes them feel more ashamed, telling themselves, "Who am I to think I could leave?" The abuse from the narcissist wears down self-worth, making them feel unworthy, confused, and truly believing, "Will anyone ever accept me again?" The most important thing remains to keep a safe distance from the harmful person. The enablers and societal pressures, combined with our own negative emotions, create a powerful mix that makes leaving, even taking the first step to escape, incredibly difficult. Let's start by examining hope. What words might the narcissist use to rekindle hope, drawing you into their cycle of manipulation? For example, they might say things like, "This won't happen again," which is a warning sign to be aware of. Other phrases could include, "I'll start therapy, just give me 6 more months. This time is really hard. The holidays make me feel down," or "Your birthday, my birthday are both difficult times." They will keep attaching delays to holidays, special occasions, then say, "Let's just get through this holiday together. Let's get through this summer, and then the fall." And so it goes, season after season, with always another reason to prolong things. "Wait until I finish this project," or "hold on until my deadline passes." This keeps you perpetually trapped in a state of waiting. This is how they instill hope, by acknowledging there's a problem, but implying, "You're not important enough for me to fix it right now." Many people who have experienced past trauma enter relationships with the belief that they will be valued for helping, hoping to heal and improve the other person. However, the guilt in such situations is even harder to overcome, especially when the partner is a vulnerable narcissist who constantly uses their misfortune as a tool for manipulation. "Nothing ever goes right for me," "Life is always unfair to me," or "Who will care about me if you leave?" They might even belittle themselves to evoke sympathy, making the other person feel obligated to stay to save them. This type of narcissist doesn't show off, but often wallows in resentment, sadness, and anger. Those with a helper mentality, who want to be a rescuer, will be easily drawn to this type of person and feel a responsibility to stay. In such situations, you need to maintain compassion, but also be clear-eyed about the fact that this relationship is filled with unhealthy signs. Staying in a toxic relationship is like living with someone who plays loud music all day and night. At first, you may try to tolerate it, but gradually, the stress will wear down your health and mental well-being, leaving you exhausted and deprived of peace. You can hold on to compassion and empathy, but you can also protect yourself. It is not your responsibility to save an adult who is fully capable of taking care of themselves. That is their responsibility, not yours. The saying "you teach people how to treat you" is very true. However, the problem is that many people have never learned how they truly deserve to be treated. This is a real risk because many people grow up in family environments where they are not valued, not empathized with, and where their feelings are often overlooked. They come from families with narcissistic members, where confrontation and conflict are common, and as a result, no one teaches them how to build a healthy relationship. If they don't know how to express what they deserve, how can they teach others how to treat them? Society often places the responsibility on the person being abused, even though they already blame themselves a lot. But in reality, the one behaving badly here is the narcissist, isn't it? Yet society frequently sends messages like, "Maybe you shouldn't leave this relationship. Everyone deserves a second chance," or "Why not try to forgive one more time?" People who are manipulated and gaslighted often end up feeling confused, so eventually they start to believe that everything happening is their fault. These judgments do not help them, they only make them blame themselves more. Believing that you can control and take full responsibility for changing the relationship is a mistake. They truly cannot, nor are they able to, because this is a relationship filled with subtle manipulation. Sometimes, even mental health professionals ask, "What is your role in this situation?" Which is akin to saying, if you were pushed into the water, are you somehow to blame for drowning? In a relationship with a narcissist, it's easy to fall into a cycle of hope, fear, and guilt, making it difficult to step away. The subtle manipulation and pressure from others only add to the confusion and self-doubt. However, maintaining mental health and peace requires us to firmly let go of anything harmful, no matter how familiar it may feel. Leaving a toxic relationship is not only a way to protect ourselves, but also a way to affirm our true worth. Remember, freedom and peace are always worth the effort to seek and safeguard.